Hi, my name is Mariusz, and today I would like to continue records about functional interface in Java 8. I want to talk about 6 interfaces today. All of them are really similar to a function interface, and some of them extends this functional interface function. Some of them are not, but as I said, they are very similar to functional interface. So let's start with the BiFunction. BiFunction is a functional interface that accepts 2 arguments of type T and U and return argument of type R. If we will look at the functional interface code, we will notice that it have only one method apply and accept the argument of type T and type U and produce argument of type R. It also have a default method and then that that method will help to compose a string of or I should say some kind of stream of connected functions. So let's look at the implementation. I have 2 examples for implementation of BiFunction. One of them accepts 2 strings, as we can see here, and it produces a person object. So it's a very simple implementation, just accept two values and produce another one. And the second one accepts string as a first argument and integer as a second argument, and it will produce also a person object. Implementation is also very simple. Just we'll pass 2 arguments and we'll get something at the output of this function. If we run, if we will use a BiFunction and use the method apply, for the first one that accepts 2 strings, we will provide 2 strings, and for the second one that accepts string and integer, we also provide the correct values. And when we try to provide something incorrect, we have error that we are expecting integer, but we provide string. So there are not possible to apply wrong arguments. And if we will run this method, we can notice that we have 2 values printed, or 2 rows printed. One for the first BiFunction, where we provide a name and a surname for a person object. The age is null as it was not set, and the second one, first is name Jan, and the surname is unknown as its default value for me. As you can see, I just provide a default value for surname, and the age is 25 as we provided to as one of the argument to BiFunction. The next one is BinaryOperator. BinaryOperator is kind of a BiFunction. It just accepts argument of type T, where it doesn't have any methods without body, so it's a little strange for a functional interface. It contains only 2 string methods, it's maxBy and minBy, and both of them just accept comparator as argument. But as you can see, it extends just BiFunction. So BinaryOperator, if we create one, we have to specify a type of T, and all the arguments that we provide for BinaryOperator have to be type T. So it will accept, we have to provide 2 input parameters of type T, let's say 2 strings, and on the output we will get one of those strings as a result. So let's look at the implementation. We have a BinaryOperator that accepts string arguments, and second one also accepts string arguments for the purpose of this demo, and we will use the maxBy and minBy. and they provide a really simple comparator where we compare the length of those strings, and then we will return one of those strings. So for the first example, we will return string that is longer. In the second one, we provide we will get as a result a string that is shorter. So we have two usage of those binary operators, and we will use the method apply, as this method is from BiFunction. As you can remember, BiFunction have only this method apply, so that's why binary operator doesn't have its own method, but it's as its extend BiFunction, we can use function from that function interface. So we will use this method apply, and for the first max binary operator where we have a max by method, we provide two arguments into apply method. It's Jan and Kowalski, and as it should return max, so it should return a longer value from those that were provided. We should get Kowalski from the first operator, and the second one where it's a min by, and it should return a string that is shorter from Pavel code. So in this example, in this case, we should get code. If we will run this, we can see that it's work as we expected. So for max we got Kowalski, and for min we got code. So it's working correctly. Next one is a DoubleFunction. DoubleFunction is a functional interface that accepts double on the input argument, and will provide or return result in as a type T. So if we look on the interface code, we will notice that it's accept double and return type R, and contains only one method apply. So in our case, it's a really simple implementation. It's just will return argument of type string. So we provide double, and we get string with some concatenation with double, and as a result we get double value is 23.3. So it's just returns string representation of the double, or it can be any other type here. So we can just provide, for example, person here, and it will just return a person object with some field that have double value in it. Okay. Next one, those functions are really similar. We have DoubleToLongFunction and DoubleToIntFunction. Those functional interface accept double as an input argument, and in case of DoubleToIntFunction will return integer, and in case of DoubleToLongFunction it should return long. There is nothing fancy in this implementation. We just provide for this DoubleToLongFunction, we have one method apply as long, and for the DoubleToIntFunction we have a method apply to int. So we provide double value. We use the only method that this interface have, and we'll return int and long. If we will run it, the results are really simple, so we get those value without decimal part. Okay, and the last one for today is DoubleUnaryOperator. DoubleUnaryOperator will accept double as a input argument, and also should return double as a output argument. So if we looked on the interface, we can notice that it have only one method apply as double, and accept double operand and return double. and also contain few default methods. If you will run this, it's also a really simple implementation. It's just take the input argument as double and multiply it by 2.2. So we'll get result 23.1. And I think that's all for today. In the next video, I will try to talk about next few functional interfaces that are really similar to function interface, because there are many of those type of functional interfaces. Thank you for today. Bye bye.